and it felt as if there was some bit of tear gas in the air. And I was asking someone, do you feel it? Like, Kim, I don't know what you're high on, but boy, there's no tear gas. I said, no, I'm not saying there's tear gas. I'm just saying, why does it feel as if there's something in the air? So apparently it's just me and my head, Abby. But whatever it is, there's a need for us to just be mindful that the weather is what it is at the moment. It's a bit dusty. It's a bit, dust particle in the air. I don't want to say hazy because it might not be something that is happening all over the place. And if you are feeling funny, just know that a cold is building. I suspect, because that's how I was feeling when mine came around. But I'm a lot better. 98% I would confidently say today, and I'm excited to be here with you. And just like the advice was given to me, if you're not one of those people who are doing the fast, stay hydrated and stay sharp. Welcome to Hard Facts, your passionate, trustworthy, conversational radio is where it happens every weekday. 3 to, well, I'm still here to 7, even though I stopped talking around 6:30-ish, but it's meant to be 3 to 6. I promise you, that's the original plan. But you know what? I just can't leave you an hour before time. I miss you so much when I leave, so I'm like, no, let me add extra time and just be with you a bit more. So I'll be doing that today on the show. There's so much to look at. I was trying to get a hold of my guest, was meant to be here for the very first time, but I don't know. Is it me? I finished weather. Now let's talk about the networks. Am I the only one who is experiencing very poor, very epileptic service? I use 2 different lines actively, and they have been terrible. When it comes to the data, it just disappears. Like today, I went somewhere, Maitama, and it kept saying, emergency calls only, emergency calls only. Like, why? There's no emergency situation. Why isn't the network active? This is the heart of town. And I've experienced this since last week. It's not like my phone fell down and something happened inside the brain box of the phone that is affecting it. There's just been very terrible service. And I'm thinking, these guys want to increase tariff and I'm struggling with this. Glow, behave yourself, all right? Airtel, someone says, who uses Airtel? But I do. So behave yourself. That's all I can say. For those who use MTN, well, good luck with that. So, yeah, I've been trying to get a hold of my guest, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen because I haven't seen him here either. He's not here. He's not on phone like we planned. So we just get things moving, looking at some of the big stories, driving conversation together. And then we'll go on to other very, very interesting and very topical conversation, which we have lined up for you, which at the 4 o'clock, I think our focus this hour would look at the resident doctors, the strike, and the impact it will have on the health sector, as much as will be my searchlight on the budget defense project process that is ongoing at the National Assembly on our Eyes and Knees segment of the show. As news break, as things develop, I definitely will share with you. So let's start off with the big 3 today. And I'm a little curious. How excited are you? And how much in anticipation are you of a memoir by the former head of state, Ibrahim Babangida? It will make for an interesting read, wouldn't it? For particularly people who were not, like, really mature and aware, conscious of the things going on around them. You might not really appreciate it. But those who are, like, could process their environment, could tell the reality of things, experience the structural adjustment program and all whatnot that came with it, I bet they will be like, all right, let's see what IBB has to write. Let's see what will be contained in the memoir when it does come out at this point in time. And they're talking about a fundraising for a presidential library, which is also interesting. I mean, former President Olusegun Obasanjo has an impressive presidential library in his state. Ibrahim Babangida is working on that, and they're setting leaders around the world who this is one of the legacies they leave behind. And, beyond trying to leave us his legacy in a book, in a library form, and the imprint will be there for those who lived in Nigeria, grew up in Nigeria during his time as a military administrator, how he came in, what he did when he was in power, and how he left eventually. He's lived a good life, lived to what's his age right now? Should be in his 90s or thereabout. I'm not sure. I would have to confirm. Google will respond to that in a bit. So, Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, former military president, will launch an autobiography titled A Journey in Service on the 20th of February. And 7 years ago, IBB expressed doubt about writing an autobiography, saying it was uncertain if Nigerians will want to read about a dictator. Now, this is what we'll be talking about, really. See, this part, this is uncertainty. Like, will Nigerians want to read anything about me, what I did, why I did what I did at this point in time? But I bet there was one smart Alex that was able to convince him to hey, sir, calm down. We need to make some money off of this. Nigerians, even though they say you don't love to read, but I'm sure they sold it to him that we would want to read what he has to say. Even if all of us don't read it, some people will read it and review it for people like you who definitely would not have the time to read the book. So, he added that the public has a wrong impression of him. Do you have a wrong impression of him? We'll talk about that. Citing his role in the June 12 crisis and some of the controversial policies he unfolded between 1985 to 1993 as the head of a junta. In an invite dispatched to dignitaries this week, the Board of Trustees of the IBB Presidential Library Foundation announced that the book launch will take place alongside a fundraising for a presidential library at the Congress Hall of the Transcorp Hilton Abuja, and the organizer said the event will be chaired by former President Olusegun Obasanjo with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a special guest of honor. The keynote address will be delivered by Nana Akufo-Addo, former President of Ghana. Yemi Osinbajo, former Vice President, would review the autobiography. Another guest billed to attend include ex-President Muhammadu Buhari. Well, something is going to bring him out. Yakubu Gowon, Abdulsalami Abubakar, and Goodluck Jonathan. Also, Theophilus Danjuma, former Minister of Defense, Abdulsamad Rabiu, the chairman of Boa Group, were also named as chief launchers for the biography. So it's interesting. It's in the twilight of his life at the moment. He's done his bit, and I'm sure at that point in time he felt he was giving his 100 to Nigeria. Like, I am doing all of this for God and country. Not a lot of people will agree. He was a military dictator. It was a time when Nigerians had, all kinds of opinion. One, there was the structural adjustment program, which his hands were first. If you're having all kinds of economic crisis and then you go to World Bank and IMF and you're not getting the sort of cooperation you want, and when you do, conditions are slammed, like we're seeing the condition on this government of the day, you want to tighten spending and cut down cost a bit. And they brought about that structural adjustment program. Someone said during that season they were eating jollof, what's this millet? Like millet, maize? No, it was millet, the smaller one, not the maize. Yeah, that they would do it like jollof and eat it because they couldn't afford rice and I couldn't afford every other thing. So that was the most affordable for them at that point in time. But it was for us to tighten. And then would also look at under his leadership, it was, quote unquote, Maradona back then. He seemed to be like a smooth player. He knew how to handle things. There are people who could swear by his government that at least money was going around. I don't know those people, but I have heard whispers that it wasn't really that. But like, if we're dealing with a structural adjustment program, how dare you say money was going around? Perhaps a tiny circle at that point in time. There was also something I thought he tried to promote a lot then. The height of the SAP, they will cut down the size of your family. He had this decent number of a family with 4 kids, and it just felt like this is the perfect picture of the number of kids you should have. And a lot of people try to run that more like a campaign and a policy, but I don't think he caught on because our number still has grown significantly. Nobody's doing 4 kids. But people, based on the economy, I hear a lot of people pushing 2 right now. They know they advise people. So yeah. Would you be interested to read about a dictator, precisely Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida? Well, you share that with us in a bit. I would open up the phone lines to get started. And Nnamdi Kanu is also in the news. And he seemed to be a little uncomfortable with how his case is being handled at this point in time. And he's calling for a transfer of his case to the southeastern part of the country. Would that help Would that fast track the process? Would that give him a bit more fairness like he had hoped or he hopes for? Is something to look at in a bit. Let's go for a very quick break. All right, just to build on that a little, the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, has called for his trial to be transferred to the Southeast if no judge at the Federal High Court in Abuja is willing to preside over the case, apart from Justice Binta Nyako, and he seemed to have like a personal beef with that particular judge. Kanu's demand was outlined in a statement on Wednesday by his lead counsel, Aloy Jimoko, after a routine meeting with Kanu at the Department of State Services facility in Abuja. This follows Justice Nyako's recusal from the case on the 24th of September 2024, citing Kanu's lack of confidence in her handling of the trial, in which Kanu had actually asked that she step aside from his case. And then she's saying, well, if you don't trust me and the process and all of that, I might as well recuse myself from this, and let's see who else can take it. Now, despite this, the case was later transferred back to Justice Nyako by the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice John Soho, for continuation. Kanu has strongly opposed Justice Nyako's involvement, arguing that her resumption of the case undermines judicial integrity, and according to his counsel, has instructed his legal team to ensure that Justice Nyako does not preside over his trial. The central issue arising at today's visitation is the upcoming court date for the continuation of Nnamdi Kanu's case, and due to the constitutional implication, Oyendo instructed the legal team to take certain prompt steps to ensure that his case is not handled by the same Justice Binta, who had withdrawn from the case by virtue of the order that she entered on the 24th of September 2024. Kanu's legal team also emphasized the importance of appointing a new judge and suggested moving the trial to a federal high court in the southeast, where the alleged offenses were said to have been committed. It happened there. They're saying, take the case back there. If you don't have any other judge to sit over this case that I trust is neutral and can deliver on this case properly. So it feels like an interesting juncture for this particular case, because it was sent back to the same Justice Binta. She says, I don't want to be a part of it. He doesn't trust the handling of it. I want to be excused from this. And it's back on our table. It's quite an interesting one, because if somebody else comes in, it'd be nice for us to speak with a lawyer on this. What does it mean? Do you start all over again, or you can actually continue from where you are? Because this case has gone on for so long. It just feels like, when are you going to get closure exactly? From the last administration to this particular one, it's been going on for a while, and a lot of people still attribute his incarceration or being held by the government to what is going on in the southeastern part of the country. The bit of hostility, I know that the governors in the region have tried to contain some bit of the madness with this No Work Monday, Sit at Home Monday, and a pocket of groups that have decided to just, take matters into their own hands and disrupt the peace of the state. But a lot of people have spoken up. I know the Anambra State governor was one who said, see, I'm ready to take the responsibility for this man. If you can, give him the pardon or just end this case, I believe it will bring peace to the particular region. So we're going to see what happens next. Some people were thinking with the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we might soft pedal on it, but then they're letting the case go through the entire lifespan of it in the judiciary, and we'll see how it pans out at the end of the day. But it feels like it's stuck at this point in time, and not much progress is being made. And I'm a little curious why the case had to go back to Justice Binta Nyako, who had said, I want to step away from this case at this point in time. So, what do you think? Agree with him? He should go to the southeast, or we can get another competent judge to sit on this matter here in the federal capital? Well, that was something you can touch on when we open up the phone line in a bit. And guess who is feeling the heat big time at this point in time? Bello Turji. His deputy and 33 terrorists have been killed in Northwest operation. Remember, the DHQ said he's a walking dead man, didn't they? Well, it seemed like they're closing in on him every second because his foot soldiers, his lieutenants, his ADCs, or whatever it is they rank themselves by in their camp are all going down. And it just feels like when you're watching a movie, it just feels like, for the climax, you have to leave the very bad guy and finish him at the end. You take out some of his deputies and the likes of it before you go in for the kill. Well, the defense headquarters says troops of Operation Fasan Yama have killed Aminu Kanawa, second in command to Bello Turiji, notorious terrorist leader. Edward Buba, director of Defense Media Operations, said in a statement on Wednesday that the troops also inflicted severe injuries on Doso, Turiji's younger brother, Dan Bokolo. I've never heard that name before, one of his closest allies and several other commanders, and say call to the ongoing military onslaught on terrorists in the northwest region between the 20th and the 21st of January 2025. Troops of this operation have neutralized the second in command of notorious terrorist leader Bello Turiji, and they have also neutralized a number of his close allies and troops. A lot of them have been neutralized also. So it's some bit of cherry news. They say terrorists identified as Suleiman, a loyalist of the late notorious terrorist leader Habibu Sububu, was leading a reinforcement team to rescue Bello Turiji's camp, which was in disarray when he was eliminated during the firefight. So a lot is going on. A lot of success has been recorded by this operation going on in the northwestern part of the country at this moment. And any day now, well, Bello Turiji will be out. But the thing is, why there's some bit of cautious optimism around this is because, it felt like Shekau, number 1, number 2, number 3, up onto infinity until, well, somehow the final Shekau was eliminated and a faction happened within Boko Haram enough to weaken them, thanks to the effort of military also. But Bello Turiji is this man. I don't think he's one tied to that another Bello Turiji will rise up from, because we've seen his face, we know who he is and how he operates. And if he's eliminated or neutralized, clearly he's out. Some other people might spring up if we allow it, but most definitely this one man would be gone, and it will weaken his own unit of that cell, the terrorist cell that operates in that part of the country. So just to let you in on what the military is doing, we're recording tons of successes. Yes, there's still a pocket of attacks going on here and there in different parts. From the northeast, the Boko Haram flank is still happening, and the northwestern part of it. But to let you know that the military is indeed recording successes in spite of some of the challenges like the misfire, the friendly fire that happens every now and again that really troubles our soul in the country. So I've tabled the big 3 stories. What's your say? Call me up on 0700 951 0000 or 0809 5974 869 or 0809 9930 137. Remember, there are lots of people waiting to contribute, so don't hog their line. Don't be a line hogger. 1 minute, go straight to the point and let someone else call in. Hello? Good afternoon.
Hello. Afternoon, my name is Salasi. I will utilize my 1 minute correctly, and if it's 1 minute, cut me off.
All right, sir.
All
right, Salasi. Salasi,
yes,
this is not on you. This is on me. We need to run for a quick break.
Welcome back to your...
Okay, go ahead. Your 1 minute starts now. Go ahead.
Hey, that 1 minute, I want to read to know the magic. Babangida, how he dualized the infrastructure he did in Nigeria at that time. I want to read about by IDB to know the magic he used at that time. And I want to say, when the security and the army say he's a weapon cop, I want to say kudos to our security men. There shouldn't be any repentant bandits, there shouldn't be any repentant Boko Haram, there shouldn't be any repentant Black Flowers. I think I used my 1 minute very well.
All right, thank you very much, Salasi. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Prophet Michael Chimoke.
Go ahead.
On the injustice against the Igbos is what is causing all this problem. So long as Nigeria as a state continue to inflict pain on the Igbos.
How does that apply at this point in time? How is the incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu generalized to pain inflicted on the Igbos?
Kim, this thing did not start today. This is what led to civil war. And it's ongoing. They don't want to stop. the federal government and British people will solve this problem. And if they don't stop it, all these problems will continue.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, welcome.
Good afternoon, Kimberly.
Good afternoon.
How are you? How are you doing?
Fine and well, sir.
Thank you. Abakar calling from Gawala. I agree all the callers and listeners. Kudos to our military for the effort they have put on. They are close on 3G. There's no a head of insurgents will match the prowess of a standing army of a country. There's no way. Only for long they have been lapses. I think they are getting their things right now. Sooner or later, we hope they will be able to do the needful and eliminate insurgency and all the violent militant across the country. And coming to this endless...
Before he got into the office, he was just...
Hello?
Go ahead. Your minute is almost up, though.
Okay, so thank you.
Thank you very much. Hello? Welcome. What's your name?
Good afternoon. My name is Chimezie from Gwagwalada.
Chinedu, talk to us.
Chimezie,
go ahead.
Yes. And to me, I want to use my memory just to talk on Nnamdi issue. If federal government has something against the man, it should go ahead and do it once and for all. If it has nothing against him, it should allow him. So many people have been led because of this, wrongly, and are saved because of this man called Nnamdi. And they have succeeded in making him more popular than he is. So enough of us, if the court has said the man should go, let him go.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. You're welcome.
Good afternoon. My name is Adela.
Go ahead, sir.
You see, as a matter of fact, Babangida book, people around him, I know they like him to write the book because as a matter of fact, for a long time, it's not interested. But people around him, I know they want to make money, Nigerians, they like to capitalize on that. And you see, I don't know, and I believe, because as a matter of fact, I don't respect the man, but if he now write this book and the book come out and he now explain what happened during that, especially on the Legiwa and June 12th and the matter where one of the same class, because these are the things that have not been unraveled. So I don't know whether the book will explain this. So if the book explains this, I will respect it. But without that, I don't respect it, whether I like the book or not. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's hear you next. Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kim.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you. This is Tyra.
Talk to us.
Greetings to Abubakar Salasi and the others. Honestly, Kim, I feel so bad every time I hear about this Tanis case. I think it's unfair. If someone says that the Igbos are marginalized, the person is not far from the truth. Let's speak the truth once and for all. If you have anything against it, this going forth and back with Kanu is not fair. You have people like Iboya, somewhere around all these people, and they're out there, whatever, all the things that they're doing. I don't think anybody has even put them there for years and said that they're charging them for treason. I think it's unfair. See, Kim, I think it's very unfair. I thought that when I talk about age, you said that maybe I'm trying to say these two men that came in that these 10 years, I mean, they would have known it that the best thing you will do in the country is to bring peace. Listen, in Kanu, we bring peace to the southeast. Why don't you do it? If you don't want to do it as a kind of people have been begging, those who are begging, they beg and they have died. And this people came about. The same thing is going on. I don't understand. I just don't understand.
All right.
They know it.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
They won't dare do this to another man.
All right. Godwin Gimba on our YouTube page. We're live on YouTube, just so you know, at Nigeria Info Abuja. Says Auntie Kim, well done work. John Bulu says, I greet the Oracle. Amechi Happiness says, Mr. Foster calling from Accra, Ghana. I greet all contributors and listeners. Mrs. Omeza from Buari and Donatus from Niger State. All right, then, sending his greetings to all of them. We're also on Facebook. Abdul Ganiyu Jimo says, this hike in tariff of telecom, too bad. And Joseph Orim says, my concern is on the FCT minister should, as a matter of urgency, look into the Karshiapo Road to decongest the Nyanya Road. All right. Hello? Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is KGB.
KGB, talk to us.
For your 1 minute and my 1 minute, IBB, as book or this in Belgrade or whatever, is good to read. IBB is an institution forever. IBB remain IBB. When IBB is the one with the tag chop I talk. IBB will talk and will try.
So you anticipate the memoir is something you want to read, yeah?
Will be alive and I will be alive. So I would want to read it. Even I will try if I can be there as far by God's grace. Then about Sunday Kano, British. God will not forgive them. God will forgive them. I tell you.
What is that about, really? Hello? Hello? Okay, let's move on to this other caller. Hello?
Yeah, good afternoon, my sister.
Good afternoon. You're welcome.
This is your brother. My name is Al-Hassan Tatami Dola.
Go ahead.
How many years I'm not here for you again. Let me take for the Kano issue. My sister, not the only Kano issue. All the masses in this country, nobody should try to carry this country for your head. Because I can assure you, most of cases, if you look at most of cases, our father, our mother, most of them no longer train our children again. If you tell somebody children, you not say, leave my children this and this. So please, nobody should bother about anything, saying anything. Who is creating this problem? Nobody come out and tell me, say, don't create any problem because this country is more than everyone, my sister. This country is very big. Nobody should carry this country from your hand.
All right.
Bye-bye for now.
Thank you very much. If you're wondering the number to call, 0700 951 0000. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is William. I'm calling from Itaba.
Talk to us.
Yeah, is Nigeria info?
Yes, it is.
Okay. The issue, I want to contribute a little to the issue of Mazima Ndekalu. Yeah, that Mazima Ndekalu, that man is not a bad person. And the people of Igbo, which is the people from the southeast, they are not bad people. You understand me? Then the issue of Justice Binkayako, that woman is compromising this case. When I was in the correctional facility with Mazima Ndekalu, he came and met me there. You understand? If I tell you that Justice Bint has released, I cannot even give you the amount of terrorists. Boko Haram is released from that correctional facility. Those are the same people who went out and recruited themselves and came back and lost terror on innocent people in that correctional facility. You understand? So if they say the Kalo issue, that man, they should allow that man to be. That man has suffered. The Kalo himself cannot even share this country, because before you share any country, you must go through a referendum. You understand? It's just agitating. That's not a big deal. Please and please.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello. Oops, sorry about that. Let's see if we have people on the other end. WhatsApp calls have not been coming in, have they? One just came in. Hello? Hello? Oh dear, connection problem.
Hey, Kimberly.
Yes, you're welcome. Good afternoon.
To you.
Welcome,
Yes.
sir.
My great sister, the friend of the oracle.
You see, about Ibrahim Damot Bangida will be one of the great things to happen to anybody in Nigeria now. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, sir. I can hear you.
Hello? Hello?
We can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, dear. All right. You have to call us back. Hello? Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Kim.
Welcome. We're looking at three big stories. What do you want to talk about?
Thank you. Mask now calling from Apo.
All right, go ahead, sir.
I think Nnamdi Kanu, this man has been tried, and they said he should be released. If the government have another case against him, and then justice being to said she's not going to lead the judgment, and then he should be given to another person. Why send him back there? And decide the first judgment that was passed that he should be released. Why did our government refuse to release him? If it were forcing him to sign an agreement that once he is released, now he will not take any part in secession movements, that at any time he is found with them, he should be arrested. Simple as that. If you can radicalize Boko Haram, who said Western education is forbidden, is that not treason? If we forgive some, we should forgive all.
All right.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, sir. Let's try this other caller. Hello?
Hello, Kim.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kim. My name is Shinazi.
Talk to us.
Yeah, Kim, IBB. That was the least I was expecting from him. Before he leaves this world. And it's like my wish is coming to be fulfilled, because a lot has been said about him. Yes, I was here when he was the head of state. And not everything said about him, are truth. So we want to get his own side of the story. And I think he will be doing justice to that. So I'm waiting. I will be eager to read that.
It's interesting wanting to hear. Let's see how he says. But have you ever read any memoir that feels like they told the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth from their side of it? I mean, with all of our leaders and all the books they have put out, there are always contestation in all of them.
Yes. Just to hear his own part.
Fair enough.
Then you put it side by side with everything that has been said.
Fair enough. Thank you very much. Hello?
Hello, Okurora.
Yes, you're welcome.
I greet all the fellas and I greet our brother from Ghana. We are proud of you. Make us proud here. He's not from Niger State.
Yeah.
I think there's a documentary I heard from Reverend Father Kuka. He said that we have read a book, many books. We haven't read where the military say that this is how they made cook. And so we're expecting this one, if at all something like that will come up. You understand? And for me, I think his issues will settle political. The issues will settle outside the court. Understand? For unity and equity of this country. I want to say thank you.
Thank you very much. I love how everyone is sticking to the clock and straight to the point. Hello?
Hey, glory be to God. This is Jimmy Adeniyi.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Good afternoon, Kim.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. You see, as I was saying before, speaking about Ramon Babangida will be satisfying and will be comforting. It will reveal a lot of things and a lot of myths about the man. Babangida was a leader who started well, who was even performing well. Unfortunately for him, it did not end well as the military president of Nigeria. I would like to read his book to know why June 12 was annulled. I like to read his book to know how Delegiwa was killed during his regime.
I think that is something that do you think it will be addressed? Are you confident that it would write on the death of Delegiwa? Because you know how they say who killed Delegiwa and all of that. It's such a mystery that I doubt will be captured in that memoir.
Yeah, you see, during his tenure, come and see the controversy, a lot of commentaries about Delegiwa's death. I'm sure he would like to address it.
Perhaps.
And a lot of mysterious deaths that took place during his regime. He was a great man, no doubt. Yes, whatever he was doing well.
All right,
when
sir.
you talk of live and let live, that was Babangida for you.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, Councillor Denny is anxiously waiting, like a lot of people, that memoir. Some element of it where he wants to read Babangida's side of the story and why he did certain things. And so far, from all the contributors, everyone is a little curious about different aspects of his government and if he's going to answer to those questions. But what will be the point of it if he's not addressing some very pertinent questions that have been hanging over the heads of Nigerians for a long time? Hello? Welcome. We're looking at three big stories. What's your name? Hello? All right, phone line is free, 0700 951 0000. Are you interested in reading about the life of a dictator? Well, Babangida had his reservations, but he's agreed to put out his story, and a memoir would be launched next month. Well, who knows how much he's willing to tell and how much he's willing to divulge in that particular book. Nnamdi Kanu is asking that his case be transferred to the southeastern part of the country. Besides, that's where he said the issues they have with him happened if there's no competent judge in the FCT to sit on his case, because he doesn't want Justice Nyako. Justice Nyako itself has removed herself from the case, but somehow it's back on her table. And just a little curious as to why is that happening. She's the only competent hand in the federal capital to handle this particular case. So do you agree with him about him being transferred to the southeastern part of the country? We also brought you the update of what the military is doing in the northwestern part of the country. They are closing in big time on Turji, Bello Turji, that is notorious kidnapper and terrorist operating in the northwestern part of the country. A lot of his commanders and a lot of his, what do you call the people next in line to them? Whatever it is they use, have been neutralized. And there seems to be heavy pressure on his camp at this point in time. So tell us which of the stories you want to touch on, comment on in 60 seconds. Yes, welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do book, perspective book that everyone is all I've been studying for. Hello?
We're listening.
Yeah, so I think he's the most read anyway. The most read. He was a good man. He ruled without being biased, and he ruled the country, governed the country well during the military era. I think then things were quite good. The headquarters was in Lagos, later moved to Abuja and all that. And his wife, the Rabbi Bangida, Blessed Memory, the Women Program. So I'm not cold. I'm not a flow.
All right.
My voice is not that clear.
I can sense that.
Yeah, so his wife was bent on rural women development program and all of that. He has the social development program himself. So the neighbor family, my mate that too, they were both in the military.
All right, sir.
They wrote about him and how he declared for the military and all of that.
Sir, I know that you have a lot of points, but because the codes that you have and the situation of the network, we can barely make out what you are saying. Your brilliant point is lost on a lot of people due to the bad connection. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Good afternoon.
How are you, Kimberly?
I'm all right, and you?
How is the day today?
Do we still ask that question in 60 seconds? But the day is going great. It's bright and fair. Oh, happy day. A day of joy. What else?
My name is Mohammed A. Mohammed.
Mohammed A. Mohammed. Nice to have you on the show. Go ahead, sir.
Calling from Jabi in Abuja.
Go ahead, sir.
I wish Babangida will tell us how he collected those details, why. Number two, he will tell us how he collected something loan.
IMF loan?
If you collect IMF loan, that they told him if you collect the loan, Nigeria money will depreciate and the money will be available but no value. I hope if you can tell us that.
Well, isn't that why we had the structural adjustment program at that point in time based on some of the conditions and the inflation we're dealing with and all whatnot?
Yeah, and also the Legiwa was in Lagos. When the Lagos was bombarded, you should tell us how he sent a military rider to come and kill.
Well, you assume that he did, and a lot of fingers are pointed in his direction, but I don't know if he's going to own up to that in the memoir, not even on his last dying breath.
Okay, if you can tell us how he collected bogus Ikwe.
Okay, I did not hear that one at the beginning. I'm sorry. He took someone's wife. Boy, that book is something we all should look forward to if indeed there's any substance to all of the story. Seemed like a man of mystery. Hello. Oops, sorry about that. Your call dropped. Call back. Hello. Good afternoon. WhatsAppers, you people take like 3 business days for my good afternoon before I get your good afternoon. Is it the network? Or you guys are just bougie like that? Yeah? Hello.
Good afternoon, King.
Welcome. Go ahead.
This is Gwaza. Yeah, this is Gwaza Max.
Gwaza, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I have for anyone that's from Nigeria. You know, their statesmen, they deserve appreciation and admiration of Nigerians. But no, if I'm to rate, hello.
We're listening, Gwaza.
If I'm to rate this government, honestly, and say that I'm not interested in more, because to me, I just feel that the sycophants around just trying to do damage control.
All right, I think your network is affecting it also. Thank you, Gwaza Max. Collins Nwakama says, IBB should be ready to take backlash from the public. He has a lot to contend with. I will be very happy if he can just exonerate himself. I would like to read his book. When we have been asking who killed Delegiwa, why did he cancel June 12 election is also an important one that Collins wants to know about. And he also went on to say he would like to get that book from IBB. He has a lot to explain to Nigeria. Please, the federal government should release Nnamdi Kanu and let peace reign in the southeastern part of the country. Patience, I see you. Thank you very much. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Kim.
Welcome to the show. What's your name?
Thank you. Frederick calling you from Gugadi.
Frederick, good to hear from you.
Yeah. IBB, right? I love that man as a person because not apart from his being intelligent, he's an intellectual. And when he was the president, I'm telling you, Nigeria fared better than all that we've experienced after Obasanjo in this country. Because the truth is, with what he said, I believe, a lot of things should be considered because the fact is, as it is presently, upon all that happened while he was in the system, Nigeria was still a better country than what it is today. The issue about June 12, what a lot of people talked about was entirely different. He has his reasons, and he said, even after that, from the other book that he wrote, he said, Shoniken or whomsoever should be considered different because even if he does not handle power to those guys, definitely they will end up killing any other person that comes as a president. So there are reasons for that, and the reason for annulling June 12 was vivid, which is very, very good. What he said and every other thing other people said. Abiola knows himself that before that very time, this is what will happen. If you've read the book very well, you understand what he mentioned. All the people from Lawrence Onoja to all these people he mentioned that definitely the outcome will will not be good. So,
all right.
At least I consider him highly.
Apparently. Michael Okon from Bega says, I also want to read the book to know if he actually took someone's wife, a popular musician. Okay. And Kunle from Guarimpa, 2IC, someone next in command, commander, subordinate, junior foot soldiers. Thank you very much, Kunle. You had to give me an endless list of it to work with. So I appreciate you, bro. Nnamdi Kanu, sometimes when people say it was Southeast governors that were preventing Kanu's release, I said it was a big lie. If the president is sincere and wants to release Nnamdi Kanu, no one is going to stop him, but he's hiding under the governors. However, I believe it was an agreement between the former president and the current one not to have him released. On IBB, his book would take us back. We need to move forward. No backwardness, says OGB1. He's not a man of history, apparently. Doesn't want to know what happened behind or in the past. That book should be made affordable for the masses to afford, especially we that have questions for him. Okay. I don't know if he would answer all of those questions, though. Hope he won't parry the part that addresses my kingsman, Delegiwa, the cruel kismet. Otherwise, that book wouldn't be rewritten. Prince Okifo from National Assembly. And on Nnamdi Kanu's case, Nawal Turiji was once declared wanted by the police. While this was on, he was turbaned and over 2,000 terrorists were in attendance. The same police are giving the same wanted man and his men protection. Boko Haram terrorists were forgiven and rehabilitated, and some people from the West submitted a letter of secession to 10 Downing Street, but Nnamdi Kanu has no substance. You mean his case? Sometimes you push your help with comma so that we can understand your string of thought properly. Zaza, thank you very much. Madam Tyra, I greet her, Mary and Omeza. Tell those writing any book that beyond their literary artistry and linguistics, their work will speak for them and they can't rewrite history. They should keep writing. Make una they read, says The Patriot. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, my sister.
Good afternoon.
My name is Sinead. I'm calling from Nassau. You see, I want to talk about the man in Nandekano. They didn't hold Nandekano. Nobody hold Nandekano. He's the leader of Igbo people. Now them hold him there. Why? Because if they release Nandekano today, he will be popular in Igbo land. He will take over as a super man in Igbo land. That's why the leaders and the governors, they hold him there. Tinubu, they don't have hand in Mazi Nandekano. The judiciary have released Nandekano since. Now Igbo people, now they hold him there. So
and you know this by attending a town hall meeting where it was discussed that the Igbos do not want Nnamdi released, even though they've been calling for his released. The irony of it is interesting.
My sister, a Igbo man. Leave that politics where they do there.
All right, we'll leave it then. Thank you very much. Let's hear this caller. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Sister Kim.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you, Suleiman on the line.
Talk to us, Suleiman.
Okay, concerning Bello Turji is nothing. And there's nothing compared to the Nigerian military. They want to end the whole banditry, terrorism under 2-3 months. Yeah. They go the Sri Lankan way.
What's the Sri Lankan way, if I may ask?
They went full military assault. Full-scale military assault. Yes, and defeated the Tamil Tigers within 2-3 months. So that's just the only way, and they can do it. They have the capacity. Then for IBB and his memoir, your memoir is supposed to, supposed to learn something from it, inspire people who are coming up. So I don't know if there's anything there, So look at all despotic leaders, Argentina, General Rafael in the 70s, brutality, Pinochet, Chile, brutality, Nicolae Ceausescu of Romania, brutality, Pol Pot, Vietnam, more than 1 million people, executed. Is it Uganda?
All right.
General Amin. I don't think there's any. So in an ideal situation, I think it should have been a tribunal to to look at Obasanjo that was in the military, but when he came in as a civilian, he performed much, much better than when he was in the military. So for me, I don't know if there's anything to learn. Babangida is a very wise man. He knew that's why he delayed. And if you look at what he said, listen to what he said. Say he's not too sure people will read anything about it.
Thank you very much. We have others waiting and pressed for time. Let's take this call, read some comments, and start to wrap up. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Welcome. Good afternoon.
Thank you. My name is Abdul calling from Jadi.
Go ahead.
Yes, the books of IBB. Those people that are not seen during the military time well, and the position of Nigeria, with the economic of Nigeria during its own time, and the price of dollar and the price of fuel, then compare it to the democratic dispensation of 25 years. I think it's much more better, 100% than this democracy we are facing. So many wrong things have happened in a democratic dispensation where Nigeria Info has the right of bringing up their radio station, freedom of speech, freedom of inspiration, constructive criticism is allowed, but still we are battling with fuel expenses in Nigeria where we have our own oil.
All right.
We are still buying fuel at the rate of 1,200. People are suffering. People are dying every day.
All right, sir.
Bandits has taken over every colony in Nigeria. I think we have a lot to say, but thank you very much for giving me opportunity. Keep doing what you're doing and doing it very well.
Thank you very much.
Constantly speaking in Nigeria Info.
Thank you very much. And I commend our gallant soldiers. They will crush the insurgents in Nigeria. Mr. President, inspire, motivates them to defeat. Mr. President, please, Nnamdi Kanu needs to be released for peace in the country. Ode Tony sent that one in. And let's see. Welcome on board, Kim. A memo from Babangida will be an interesting read, probably. It would include the June 12 saga. Kanu's trial is dragging far too long. However, is it possible to request for a different location for a case? Well, they've just done that. Also, these killings of terrorists by the military is a good one, but no evidence, just words of mouth. Anyway, we'll pray for peace in our land, says Tope, who is acting like Thomas at this point in time. I think she wants to see evidence, not shalaye. But believe the military, they are doing great. On Babangida, every leader will tell you that whatever they're doing is for the best interest of the people, but they usually don't let their people, because whenever people complain about their policies, they don't listen. Oludade Abiodun. And still room for one. Greetings to you, Nigerian full family, concerning IBB. Whoever convinced him to write his biography doesn't like him at all, says Dr. Alex from Gariki. Dr. Alex thinks that he's been set up for more bashing and backlashes when the book is finally launched. We'll see about that. Bivan is seated for the news at the top of the hour. Let's quickly join him. Thanks for being a part of the Big Three. We'll be back with more conversation.
Information is key.
It is power.
Information rules the world.
Get informed.
Stay informed. Nigeria Info, your number one station.
This is Nigeria Info.